evaං me sutaං ekaං samayaං bhagavā sāvantiyaං viharati jetavane anāthapindikaǹsa ārāme atako aññatarā devata abhiṅkantāya rantiyā abhiṅkantavannā kevalakampaං jetavanaං obāsenvā yena bhagavate nupasaṅkamī upasaṅkaminvā bhagavantaං abhivādenvā ekamantaං antāsī ekamantaං titākosā devata bhagavantaං gātāya anjabāsī bahudevā manunsāca mangalāni acintayuṃ akaṅkamānā sontānaṃ brohi mangalamuntamaṃ asevanāca bālānaṃ panditānaṃ ca sevanā PUJA pujanīyānaṃ etaṃ mangalamuntamaṃ patirūpadesavāsoca pumbēca kata puññatā anta sammā panidhica etaṃ mangalamuntamaṃ bahu sancañca simpanca vinayoca susiṅkito subhāsitāca yāvāca etaṃ mangalamuntamaṃ mātā pitu upantānaṃ puntadāraṃsa saṅgaho අනාකුලාච කම්මන්තා ඒතං මංගලමුන්තමං දානංච ධම්මචරියාච ඥාතකානංච සංඝෝ අනවංජානි කම්මානි ඒතං මංගලමුන්තමං ආරති විරති පාපා මංජපානාච සංයමෝ අප්පමාදෝච ධම්මේසු ඒතං මංගලමුන්තමං ගාරවෝච නිවාතෝච සන්තුන්ටීච කතං යුතා කාලේන ධම්ම සවනං ඒතං මංගලමුන්තමං කන්තිච සෝව චන්සතා සමනානංච දන්සනං කාලේන ධම්ම සාකච්ඡා ඒතං මංගලමුන්තමං තපෝච බ්‍රහ්මචරියංච අරිය සංචාන දන්සනං නිබ්බාන සංචිකිරියාච ඒතං මංගලමුන්තමං පුන්ටංස ලෝක ධම්මී චින්තං යන්සන කම්පති අසෝකං විරජං කේමං ඒතං මංගලමුන්තමං ඒතාදිසානි කන්වාන සම්බන්තමපරාජිතා සම්බන්ත සොන්තිං ගච්ඡන්තිතං තේසං මංගල මුන්තමන්ති ඒතේන සංච වංජේන හෝතු තේ ජය මංගලං ඒතේන සංච වංජේන හෝතු තේ ජය මංගලං ඒතේන සංච වංජේන හෝතු තේ ජය මංගලං කරණීයමන්ත කුසලේන යන්තං සන්තං පදං අභිසමිච්ඡ සක්ඛෝජුච සුජුච සුවචෝචං සමුදු අනතිමානි සන්තුන්සකෝච සුභරෝච අම්පකින්චෝච සල්ලහුකවුන්ති සන්තින්ද්‍රියෝච නිපකෝච අම්පගම්බෝ කුලේසු අනුනුගින්දෝ නච කුන්දං සමාචරේ කිංචි යේන විඤ්ඤූ පරේ උපවදේයං සුඛිනෝ වාකේමිනෝ හන්තු සම්බේ සන්තා භවන්තු සුඛිතන්තා ඒකේචිපාන භූතන්ති තසවාතාවරාවා අනවසේසා දීඝාවායේ මහන්තාවා මංජිමාරංසකානුකතුලා දිත්ථාවායේව අන්දින්තා යේච දුරේ වසන්ති අවිදුරේ භූතාවා සම්භවේසීවා සම්බේ සන්තා භවන්තු සුඛිතන්තා නපරෝ පරං නිකුම්බේත ඥාති මඤ්ඤේත කන්තචිනං කංචී ව්‍යාරෝසනා පටික සංඥා ඥාඤ්ඤමඤ්ඤංස දුක්ඛමිච්ඡේය මාතා යතානියං පුන්තං ආයුසා ඒක පුන්ත මනුරංකේ ඒවම්පි සම්බභූතේසු මාන සංභාවයේ අපරිමාණං මෙත්තංච සම්බලෝකස්මින් මාන සංභාවයේ අපරිමාණ උන්දං අදෝච තිරියංච අසංභාදං අවේරං අසපන්තං තින්ඨං චරං නිසින්නෝවා සයානුවායාවතන්ස විගතමින්දෝ ඊතං සතින් අදින්ඨේය බ්‍රහ්මමේතං විහාරං ඉදමාහෝ දින්ඨින්ච අනුපගම්ම සීලවා දන්සනේන සම්පන්නෝ කාමේසු විනය්‍යගේදං නහි ජාතු ගම්බසේයං පුනරේති.
Namo Buddhaya, brothers and sisters in the Dhamma. Happy to see you again on another Sunday Buddha Puja service via Facebook Live. Please continue to wish each other in the comment box and don't forget to give us a like. Remember during the Puja service to have a calm mind. Please prepare a candle or oil lamp to offer at your altar. Wait for the announcement to light the candle together with Venerable Suman. To those of you who have just joined us, welcome to Subanjaya Buddhist Association, the 79th online Sundays Buddha Puja service. Taking this opportunity in wishing all of you, all our Dhamma friends, a blessed, happy Lunar New Year. May we reflect on how we can improve our practice in following the Buddha Dhamma. This Lunar New Year is the year of the tiger. Welcome our Dhamma friends from the south and north. Metta Lodge and Klang and Coast Buddhist Association Dhamma friends, welcome. Let us prepare ourselves by sitting comfortably, relax our bodies and compose our mind. Let go of thinking about the past and future. Be at the present moment. Follow this morning's event. I shall hand over to our Puja leader, Sister Anne. Over to you, Sister Anne.
Thank you, Brother Chuan. Good morning, brothers and sisters in the Dhamma. Namo Buddhaya. Let us begin with our Sunday Buddha Puja service. With respect, may we invite Venerable Sumangala to make the offerings to the Buddha. Brothers and sisters in the Dhamma, you may also light your candles or oil lamps and make your offerings to the Buddha. For the other devotees, let us place our palms together in Anjali position and contemplate mindfully. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato Samma Sambuddhassa. 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 Brothers and sisters in the Dhamma, let us pay homage to the Triple Gem. Buddhang Pujemi, Dhammang Pujemi, Sanghang Pujemi. We shall now invite Venerable Sumangala to administer to us the 3 refuges and 5 precepts.
So, brothers and sisters in the Dhamma, let us compose our mind to sincerely take refuge in the Buddha, Dhamma, and the Sangha, followed by a calling to mind all the good practice on the 5 principles of life, the 5 precepts. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa.
Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa.
Buddhang saranang gacchami.
Buddhang saranang gacchami.
Dhammang saranang gacchami.
Dhammang saranang gacchami.
Sanghang saranang gacchami.
Sanghang saranang gacchami.
Dutiyampi buddhang saranang gacchami.
Dutiyampi Buddhang saranang gacchami.
Dutiyampi dhammang saranang gacchami.
Dutiyampi dhammang saranang gacchami.
Dutiyampi sanghang saranang gacchami.
Dutiyampi sanghang saranang gacchami.
Tatiyampi buddhang saranang gacchami.
Tatiyampi buddhang saranang gacchami.
Tatiyampi dhammang saranang gacchami.
Tatiyampi dhammang saranang gacchami.
Tatiyampi sanghang saranang gacchami.
Tatiyampi sanghang saranang gacchami.
Panatipata veramani sikkhapadang samadhiyami.
Panatipata veramani sikkhapadang samadhiyami.
Adinadana veramani sikkhapadang samadhiyami.
Adinadana veramani sikkhapadang samadhiyami.
Kamesu micchāchārā veramani sikkhapadang samadhiyami.
Kamesu micchāchārā veramani sikkhapadang samadhiyami.
Musāvādā veramani sikkhapadang samadhiyami.
Musāvādā veramani sikkhapadang samadhiyami.
Surameraya majjapamādhatthāna veramani sikkhapadang samadhiyami.
Surameraya majjapamādhatthāna veramani sikkhapadang samadhiyami.
Imani panca sikkhapadani samadhiyami.
Imani panca sikkhapadani samadhiyami. Imani panca sikkhapadani samadhiyami. Imani panca sikkhapadani samadhiyami.
Appamadena sampadeta
Amāye. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.
Sakyahoto. Now I shall reflect and recollect to mind the triple gem, recollection of the Buddha. Iti piso bhagava arahang samma sambuddho Vichacharana sampano sugato lokavidu Anuttaro purisa dhamma sarati sattha deva manussanang buddho bhagavati. Recollection of the Dhamma. Swakato bhagavata dhammo Sanditiko akaliko ehipassiko opanaiko pachatang veditabbo vinyohiti. Recollection of the Sangha. Supatipanno bhagavato savaka sangho Ujupatipanno bhagavato savaka sangho Nyayapatipanno bhagavato savaka sangho Samicipatipanno bhagavato savaka sangho Yadidam chattari purisa yugani Artha purisa puggala Esa bhagavato Savaka sangho ahuneyo pahuneyo dakineyo anjali karaniyo anuttarang punya ketang lokasati. Chitya Vandana. Salutation to the holy shrine. Vandami chetiyang sabdang sabbata nesupati titang saririka dhatu mahaboling buddha rupang sakalang sada. Bodhi Vandana. Yasamule nisinno va sabbari vijayang aka patto sabbanyutang satta vande tang bodhipadapang ime ete mahabodhi lokana tena pujita aham pite namassami bodhi raja namatute. Padipa Puja. Ganasarapaditena dipena tamadangsina tiloka dipang sambuddhang pujayami tamonudang. Dupa Puja. Ganda sambara yuttena dupenahang sugandina pujaye pujaniyantang puja bhajanamuttamang. Pupa Puja, Vana Ganda Guno Petang Etang Kusuma Santating Pujayami Munindasa Siripada Saroruhe Pujemi Buddhang Kusumena Nena Punyena Metena Chohotu Mokkam Uppang Milayati Yata Idang Me Kayo Tatayati Vinasabhavang. Paniya Puja. Arivasetu no bante paniyang parikapitang anukampang upadaya patiganhatu muttamang. Asking for forgiveness. Kayena vacha cittena pamadena maya katang acayang kamame bante buripanya tathagata. Kayena vacha cittena pamadena maya katang acayang kamame dhamma sandittika akalika. Kayena vacha cittena pamadena maya katang acayang kamame sangha sapatipanna anuttara. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.
Namo Buddhaya and good morning. Ayah Sumangkala, brothers and sisters in the Dharma. This morning we are very pleased and very fortunate to have Venerable Sumangkala to be with us once again at our Sunday Buddha Puja, 2 days before our Chinese New Year. We have invited Venerable Sumangkala to give us a Dharma talk with the title Friend of Sangha. Brothers and sisters in the Dharma, if you have any questions pertaining to this talk, you may type your questions in the comments section. We shall then invite Venerable Sumangkala to answer your questions after the Dharma talk. Due to time constraint, however, we might not be able to answer all questions, in which case we ask for your understanding and forgiveness. I think most of us, if not all, already know Venerable Sumangkala very well. But for the benefit of those who may be new with her, please allow me to do a bit of introduction of Venerable Sumangkala. Venerable Sumangkala Bhikkhuni renounced her corporate life and became an anakarika since 2005 under the spiritual guidance of Venerable Mahinda Thera and Venerable Natimale Sumedha Maniyo. Subsequently, she took her papacha, or going forth, in the year 2008, and in the year 2011, she obtained her Master of Arts in Buddhist Philosophy from International Buddhist College, Thailand. In 2015, she took her higher ordination, or Upasampada, of a Bhikkhuni with Venerable Santini Theri, her Pawatini, and Venerable Sarankara Nayaka Mahathera, the Chief Judiciary Monk of Malaysia, as her Upachaya. Currently, Venerable Sumangkala is the abbess of Arya Vihara and also the advisor of Gotami Vihara Society. She frequently gave Dharma talks in various Buddhist societies and conferences. conduct meditation retreats in Malaysia and abroad. She also conducts Dharma education for family uniquely designed program as a ARK program, family, youth and children camp, metta and mindfulness workshop, compassion in actions projects, and she also lead pilgrimage to the Buddha's holy sites and conduct counseling for those who are in need, and etc. She has pioneered the Arya monastic and lady training program, one of the first Theravada Bhikkhuni and lady development program to nurture potential noble practitioner and Bhikkhuni Sangha in Malaysia. At present, she is also leading a building project team and invite all supporters to build a new Arya Vihara at Kuasa Damansara, the first Malaysian Theravada Bhikkhuni Nunnery and Dharma Training Center for the well-being, happiness, and benefit of the many. Brothers and sisters in the Dharma, now, with deep respect, let us put our palms together to invite Venerable Sumangkala to deliver the Dharma talk, friend of Sangha. Yeah.
Thank you, Brother Jim. And good morning to all Dhamma brothers and sisters. Namo Buddhaya, Namo Dhammaya, Namo Sanghaya. So this morning, we are again very fortunate to be together, whether near or far, and to come to also continue to get near to the Triple Gem and to listen to the Dhamma. Today, this topic we select especially also for everyone that we are going to celebrate New Year soon, and tomorrow will be the reunion day. So we select this topic to connect our heart on what celebration that we are looking forward indeed as we usher a new Chinese New Year. I think the foremost is reunion. Yeah. Tomorrow, everyone is looking forward to reunion. And of course, I think a lot will be the Balik Kampung spirit. Yeah. And I think this year, there will be a lot of people that will be traveling to really go back, home. And we define this home as somewhere where we grow up with our parents, our siblings, and from there we have our own families, and the next generation. So looking at the word reunion, it's always feeling good when we come back home. Yeah, and because when we are at home, we find at ease and at peace, and there's harmony. So in this sense, that when we have this kind of experience, yeah, in experiencing back the state of harmony, reunited with our loved ones, and refreshing all the good memories of what good we have done together and the progress that everyone has made. So in this way too, we feel when we get back home, we meet with someone familiar, and if there's any misunderstanding, we tend to also forgive each other, and we move on to make progress. So if you look at a slide that we have, we know that in order for a reunion, for harmony, for progress to take place, there must be trust with each other. Yeah? Indeed, the Buddha mentioned in Dhammapada that trustworthiness is the best relative. So when we are able to do our duty and responsibility well, then the trust is there. And through this trustworthy, that people will come together to perform their duty well and to also perform their responsibility well, so that all things will flow in order. And with that, everything will flow smoothly. And when everything flows smoothly, then of course there will be good results. So then how this can be related to our good wishes in our mind? We all wish to be happy. And the highest happiness, according to Buddha, is liberation, freedom, from the cycle of suffering. And this is what is called Nibbana. And the Buddha said, Nibbana is the highest bliss. Yeah. So all of us wish for happiness, and the highest happiness that we can go for is Nibbana. So during this coming New Year, we wish that all will still remember this path as we reunite with our loved ones, our families, our friends, and whoever that we met in this life, that reunion will lead us to the harmony, and through harmony, progress. So how does this relate to our topic today? So I would like to introduce you to this word, friend of Sangha. So as we come back home, I say, as a Buddhist, we always remember the triple gem and the word Sangha. Yeah? And to us, as we reunite back to the triple gem, we connect our heart to the Sangha as what we have today from the time of the Buddha. The Buddha is the head of the Sangha. So when we mention the word Sangha, it means from monastic of today, whether it's bhikkhus or bhikkhunis, all those monastic disciples from the past until now, whether the noble disciples, all those who are still striving, and traveling the path of liberation. So these are the lineage that the Buddha has set from the time when the Buddha discovered the truth and attained enlightenment, and until today. Then, of course, he has trained many noble disciples, and from that, the teaching, the lineage continue until today. So, the word Sangha, which is in slide number 3, we can see that this word Sangha, is coming together. Sangraha, is coming in unity. Just like we celebrate New Year, tomorrow we are going to have reunion. But in this community, it's a community of noble ones, the one that ultimately have realized the ultimate goal of life, the highest happiness, which is liberation, the attainment of arahantship. And for those who are on the path to this goal, they are too, the monastic are also in this particular category of Sangha. That they come, dedicate their whole life, dedicate their body to the attainment of the highest bliss, the highest liberation from the cycle of samsara. So next, we see the other word that is called parisa. The word parisa means a company and assembly. So I think some of you may be very familiar with this word, chatu parisa, fourfold assembly. So the Buddha actually also have this setup of this fourfold assembly that he has trained to carry on the vision and mission of the Buddha Dhamma and Buddha Sasana for the well-being, for the happiness, and for the benefit of many. So it consists of the bhikkhu, bhikkhuni, upasaka, and upasika. Yeah, the higher ordination, monastic, yeah, and also the lay male follower. And in this case, also you will see there's another term that the Buddha used for this big family, yeah? From the Sangha to the Parisa and to the Putujana. Putujana is referred to a common worldling. That means uneducated with the truth. So these are worldling that is driving the samsara without realizing the path, the truth. Yeah? So now you can see that there are some differences or terms that the Buddha used to denote, yeah, the way of practice and the way of harmony with the truth. Next, the word mita, yeah, kalyana mita. Kalyana mita means a good, honest, virtuous friend or companion. So the mita words here always refer to the good quality of the mind, the virtuous quality of the thought, speech, and bodily actions. And so as we live, not only we have our family members, our siblings, our relatives, but also friends that we think is also in a big family. So the connection between all this group of people are very important in our life, and how we connect our life to our our goal in the worldly sense, the four requisites, and also the progress in our mental health and also spiritual health. So for a Buddhist like all of us, or those who are yet to also learn the Buddha Dhamma, the foremost refuge that all of us have, the Buddha said, is our connection to the Buddha. Yeah? And the foremost refuge, the Buddha is the greatest jewels. And also our refuge in the Dhamma, the greatest of medicines. And our refuge in the Sangha, the best field of merits. So all of us have taken the refuge in the Buddha, and you call to mind that this refuge is the refuge that will protect you and lead you to the righteous path, and lead you to prosperity, and leads you to happiness, and leads you to the spiritual goal, then ultimately to the highest bliss and liberation. So we should have a very sincere connection with the Buddha, Dhamma, and the Sangha. They are just like the Buddha said, the torchlight, or the light that shines our path, and they help us to overturn those things that have been upside down, so we can turn it back to uprightness. They are also the light that shows us the path out from darkness, and whatever that is hidden, they are also the one that will show us the clarity to see it with our own eyes. So this is very important to us, that we take refuge in the Buddha, Dhamma, and the Sangha. And through this, we will be able to be guided. And the Buddha also say that not only the Buddha is our teacher, the Supreme Enlightened One, but he is a path shower. And also, he is a good friend. So next we can see in the Samyutta Nikaya, connected discourses on the path, how we relate to a Sangha and the head of a Sangha, the Buddha. In this sutta, Upada Sutta, the Blessed One at that time, the Buddha was dwelling among the Sakyans at a town of the Sakyans named Nagaraka. So Venerable Ananda approached the Buddha and paid homage to him and sat down on one side and said to him, Venerable Sir, this is half of the holy life. There is good friendship, good companionship, and good comradeship. So when Venerable Ananda said this to the Buddha, what the Buddha answered? The Buddha told Ananda, not so, Ananda, not so, Ananda. This is the entire holy life, Ananda. There is good friendship, good companionship, and good comradeship. So instead of thinking of that, the holy life, the half of the holy life is good friendship, good companionship, and good comradeship. So when Venerable says so, the Buddha corrected him. Why is it so? The Buddha mentioned to Ananda, when a bhikkhu has a good friend, a good companion, a good comrade, it is to be expected that he will develop and cultivate the Noble Eightfold Path. Yeah. So, in this way, that is how the Noble Eightfold Path can be cultivated. Without a good friendship, or good companionship, and good comradeship, then it is difficult, to cultivate this Noble Eightfold Path. We may, in our modern time, get used of this term, Noble Eightfold Path. But sometimes as we reflect, how many of us remember the Noble Eightfold Path? And how many of us cultivate the Noble Eightfold Path? And how many of us realize the Noble Eightfold Path? So, in this particular sutta, the Buddha highlighted so strongly, that good friendship, good companionship, and good comradeship is the whole of holy life, means the entire holy life. And so we can reflect in our family members, relatives, and friends, and in our connection with the Sangha. These are a very important message by the Buddha, that our entire spiritual life should be with good friendship, good companionship, and good comradeship. When we have this good friendship, companionship, and comradeship, then it is expected that one will develop and cultivate the Noble Eightfold Path. So this Noble Eightfold Path is a very important path for our happiness here and now, even hereafter, until we attain Nibbana. So next, the Buddha told Ananda, how does a bhikkhu who has a good friend, good companion, and good comrade develop and cultivate the Noble Eightfold Path? So the Buddha said, number one, here Ananda, a bhikkhu develops a right view, which is based upon seclusion, dispassion, and cessation, maturing in release. Right? So first, in our life, whether in our family life, in our life, serving in the society, in the country, or in the world, the first important thing is that to develop right view. So a lot of people will tend to think that all opinions need to be respected. Yeah. And everybody have their own view and opinions about something. Yeah. But the question is, does that opinions or views lead them to peace, lead them to harmony, and lead them to progress? So there are many, many types of views. And according to the Buddha, when we have wrong views, then definitely, the happiness or the ultimate happiness will not be able to be realized. So it's so important for us to have right view. And what is this right view? And why is it so important to have right view? So this right view, the Buddha say, of course, is the understanding of that, the actions that we do, especially the actions of generosity, is a kind of right view. Also the morality, virtues, is the right view. Respecting our parents is actually right view, their mothers and their fathers. And also that to understand that this particular life is not the only one, that we have our past and present and future life. And also the understanding about how birth take place, they are spontaneous rebirth. And also they are people who have cultivated their mind and realized ultimate truth and showing the path to that truth. So that is also called right view. And most of all, of course, everybody also heard this again and again, that right view is basically the Four Noble Truth. Yeah? The truth about our life and about our time in this world and about our departure, and how that we can end this cycle of birth and death. So the Four Noble Truth, which is the truth number one, is that there is dukkha, and then there's the cause of dukkha, means suffering, and there's an end to dukkha, there's an end to suffering, which is happiness, yeah, and the way to end suffering. So these are basically, again and again, as we see life, yeah, we will see that this resonate well with the teaching of the Buddha, and showing us the path out of this cycle. So one should develop right view, and it's very important. And this right view is in connection, yeah, to seclusion. Seclusion here means also the way we practice on the bhavana, mental cultivation, to purity of mind, and to finally become dispassionate about the cycle of suffering, and then the cessation from that cycle. So maturing in release, many ultimately attain that liberation. So from the right view, then it will help us to develop our right intention. And again, we also have to understand what do we mean by right intention. Yeah? So right intention is the intention to develop our mind, yeah? To free our mind from the attachment and craving, yeah? From that kind of desire of sense pleasure that makes us go round and round again, and lead us to difficulty. So it's just like people say it like the ants, yeah, thinking there's a pot of honey, but when the ants go into the honey thinking that it's sweet, then the ants will get drawn in the sweetness of the honey. So the first right intention is to renounce our attachment and clinging or craving to that sensual pleasure. And also through this right intention, this is where the mind is filled with metta, with loving kindness, with these right thoughts. When we have metta in our heart, then we will be able to emit the kindness not only to oneself, but also to others that come by our life. And also we will have that kind of thoughts of non-cruelty, to have compassion, and to prevent any harm, any hurt to another, and also to extend our help to those who are suffering. So this is where, when we have right view, it will naturally condition our mind to have this right intention. And through this right intention, then it will condition our right speech. So how do we develop this? Is, of course, when we have that kind of contentment in our heart, loving kindness, and also non-harming, then the speech that we will speak, will be speech that is calm, truthful, and also it will be speech that is pleasant, that is bringing harmony, and also beneficial. So with this right view, you will condition your right thought, right intention, and right speech. And this is how, even in our family life, we can see if we can have this, you'll find the family, relatives, and friends will be also bringing that harmony, and also providing platform for more people, to find good, to speak good, and to comfort each other, to encourage each other to do well, to do good. And by connecting ourselves to this noble eightfold path, to the Sangha, then we can see that it also will help us to develop right action. So from right speech to right action, the bodily actions, and the actions that prevent from harming or killing, actions that prevent us from taking what is not given, and also not stealing, and actions that prevent us from committing sexual misconduct. So it is so important that when we have right view, that's where we have the right intention, right speech, right body action. And through the right body action, we will also gear towards the kind of work or job or things that we do to earn a living, by doing something that is not harming. So we call it a right livelihood, where we avoid trading or connecting with work that may harm or kill, such like slaughtering meat, then poisonous items or poisons, or weapon, or drugs, or even slavery, or the kind of trading human. So these are work that we avoid because it harms, and it brings agony, it brings instability, it brings regrets, and guilt. So right livelihood will be the one that condition the next, which is the right effort. So when we have right livelihood, and in order, then we will have more time and effort that we can put to do something which is wholesome, and to avoid which is unwholesome, and to also purify one's mind. So with right effort, the Buddha mentioned this word, not only we say right effort, right effort, there are a few intensity to the right effort that we should do, where we should exert our mind, we should put forth our energy, and we should strive, to realize the ultimate truth. So in right effort, on one end, we should abandon what is unwholesome. On the other end, we should actually develop what is wholesome. And another level of it is we should develop that purity of the mind. And from here, we can see naturally it will lead one to right mindfulness. The mindfulness about this body, about our feelings, about our mind, and about the Dhamma. So through this process of entering or getting to know the body and mind further, then we'll be able to realize the deeper aspects of the mind, which leads us to what we call right samadhi. the joy, the happiness that come within our heart, spring from our heart, and also the qualities of mind that lead us to that very unified, of the mind, unification of mind that leads to equanimity, and the purity of the mind. So in those state of the mind, we start to realize that the path that the Buddha has shown help us, these 8 factors, from right view, starting with right view up to the right concentration or right samadhi. It will unfold the insight knowledge, which we call right wisdom, seeing the way thing is, and understanding the knowledge of the path. And through this right wisdom, then naturally it will lead us to right liberation, means maturing in release. So it is through this, the Buddha said, in this way, Ananda, that a bhikkhu has a good friend, a good companion, a good comrade, develops and cultivates the noble eightfold path. So next, interestingly, the Buddha mentioned to Ananda, by the following method too, Ananda, it may be understood how the entire holy life is good friendship, good companionship, and good comradeship. Here the Buddha specified very clearly, by relying upon me, means the Buddha, as a good friend, Ananda, beings subject to birth are free from birth. Beings subject to aging are freed from aging. Beings subject to death are freed from death. Beings subject to sorrow, lamentation, pain, displeasure, and despair are freed from sorrow, lamentation, pain, displeasure, and despair. So here we can see, like for example, now we are going to celebrate Chinese New Year. When we meet each other, we wish each other Happy New Year. Only Happy New Year? Or we should say happy every day. Not only Happy New Year only, but happy every day. But we also can see that we wish each other for long life, free from suffering, free from aging, free from what they call sorrow, and free from death. Especially we say wish them long life, and also free from pain and displeasure. So we wish everything good, But how do we realize that? The Buddha said, by relying upon the Buddha as a good friend. If one wish, to be free from all these, what they call thoughts or reality that brings about our sorrow, lamentation, our fear of death, our fear of aging, and fear of so many things, then if we truly wish to be free from this, then we can actually rely upon the Buddha as a good friend, to bring about overcoming all the suffering that we experience, all the fear that we experience, and also all the agony that we experience. So there is a way out. So this new year, reflect on this as we rely on the Buddha as the head of the Sangha to help us to walk this path free from the cycle of suffering, fear, or hatred, so that we'll be able to find peace and freedom. So now we celebrate New Year here in many, many places, in like Sri Lanka. I observe, when they have their New Year, we can see that a lot of people throng the temple on the first day to revitalize their refuge in Triple Gem and make offering to the Buddha and the Sangha and make new aspiration and receive blessings from the Sangha. So in many religions, we can see during their New Year, they will all go to the temple to make that practice and the virtuous practice of generosity, of kindness, rekindle their light of faith and wisdom, and also to receive receive blessings from the Sangha. So therefore the Buddha highlight a lot on this association with the people that we meet as so important. So the Buddha say, because I do not see even a single thing that leads to such great harm as bad friendship. Bad friendship leads to great harm. So here the Buddha stress a lot on the avoidance of bad company. And so in this coming new year, we should also reflect. And the Buddha also mentioned this, because I do not see even a single thing that leads to such great good as good friendship. Good friendship leads to great good. So the highlight again is in the Mahamangala Sutta. So also the Buddha mentioned this, the blessings that we seek for, and during Chinese New Year, we also seek a lot of blessings. But what blessings should we seek? The Buddha said, do not associate with the fool, with bad friendship. Associate with good. Associate with the wise. Because why? A good friendship with the wise leads to great good. So it starts from here. So it is very important for us to reflect. Next, the Buddha also said, for a sociable person, there are allurements. So if you just want to have a lot of friends, and nowadays with the internet and everything, you may think many friends that you have, but a lot of them are unknown, and you don't know what is their background or intention. Just because they give you a like in your Facebook, you say it's my friend. So you add them as friends. So it could be sometimes friends in disguise. They can be friends also, so-called friends, but that bully and that dislike and create a lot of problems for you. But in order to have friends, the Buddha said, remember to associate with the right ones. So if you can't find one, the Buddha said, wander alone like a rhinoceros. Because why? When you think that you like so many likes in your Facebook sometimes, and then you tend to project your self-ego, whatever you do, even for a plate of something you would like to show to your friends, so-called friends, and people put the like and you feel happy with that, and your whole life is being swing around by the comments of these people just for the material things, for the outlook, for the images that you show, but not truly from the inner core of your heart, the virtues, the quality, the confidence that you have for yourself in thriving life in peace and harmony. So not just that, so it's been important to just recall to mind that the true happiness that you can gain, or the true friends, is the one that will help you along the path to well-being, to prosperity, to happiness, and to your spiritual development. So should a seeker not find a companion who's better or equal, let him disorderly pursue a solitary course. There is no fellowship with the fool. You see, again and again, the Buddha mentioned the importance of your association, your friendship, that will determine and lead you to what is good. And so it is important to find that inspiration, that qualities that can help you or pull you up, so that you'll be able to thrive more steadily, and helpful for you to grow, and helpful for you to help yourself in terms of your material requirement and your emotional comfort, and also your mental development and spiritual development. Next, the Buddha say, bhikkhus, dwell with yourself as an island, with yourself as a refuge, with no other refuge. with the Dhamma as an island, with the Dhamma as a refuge, with no other refuge. So when we dwell alone, it doesn't mean that we become depressed, and when we do not have friends, we thought that we are so lonely. It's not so. The verse says when we dwell as an island with ourselves as a refuge, meaning we take the lead, we take the effort to compose our mind, to find and in search of the truth. We are not lost in the sense of just based on our opinion or our thinking, or dwelling in thoughts after thoughts or rumination of thoughts. No, we should actually dwell as an island as we take the right effort to connect and to have the Dhamma as our refuge. We can understand this because how did the Buddha attain enlightenment? Is through the Dhamma. So by investigating, by examining, by testing out, so then we'll be able to understand the way to the righteous path, and the way to overcome our difficulty, and the way to understand the truth of life. And therefore, the association, the right association, the association with the Buddha, the Sangha, is very important in a way to help us, to pave way for us, to give reflection for us, to walk the right path to the ultimate happiness that they were seeking for. Now, in this holy life, brahmacharya, so the Buddha mentioned also there are 8 causes and conditions that lead to obtaining the wisdom, fundamental to the beginning of spiritual life. Why we need spiritual life? If you look around, I mean, if you are in the middle age already, we can see the journey of life. And we can see also the truth or the cycle of life. And it's important for us to understand. When we lost our dear ones, we can see why we are crying, because we do not understand why our loved ones have to go, or one day if we have to go. So why do we go through this kind of cycle? So a spiritual life is important for us to understand, so that we do not need to go through that cycle of suffering. So the Buddha said we can actually learn how to thrive this journey more independently and confidently. So first, the Buddha said, live in dependence on the teacher, on a certain fellow monk in the position of a teacher. So here we take the Buddha as our great teacher. We may take the Sangha also as our teacher. And if he's living on the teacher, he approach him. So means when they live with the teacher, someone who is more prominent in the Dhamma and Vinaya, then from time to time, one can inquire and ask questions. How is this thing? What is the meaning of this thing? And then so the Venerable can disclose to them what is not disclosed, and clear up what is obscure, and dispel his confusion in confusion matters. So the third is, having heard the Dhamma, then the person should resort to 2 kinds of withdrawal. So withdrawal in body and withdrawal in mind. Means learning, put right effort in right mindfulness and right samadhi. Then number 4, he is virtuous, he dwells restrained. This one is for the monk by the Patimokkha. For a lay person, they can also restrain by the 5 precepts or the 8 precepts during new moon and full moon. Number 5, he has learned much, remembers what he has learned, and accumulates what he has learned. Such thing as these he has learned and retained in mind, recited verbally. That's where when we do chanting, recitation of the sutta, to remember the teaching, and then mentally investigated and penetrated well by the right view. So he has aroused energy, means he again and again find the truth, seek for the truth, investigate for the truth, yeah, for abandoning unwholesome qualities and acquiring wholesome qualities. So whatever unwholesome habit we have, we learn to abandon, and whatever wholesome qualities not yet arising, we make it arise, develop it, cultivate it. Then number 7, in the midst of a sangha, he does not engage in rambling and pointless talk. So the Buddha said, when we don't have anything to talk, then we maintain silence. Yeah, when we have something to talk, let's talk about Dhamma, and that will be very helpful for everybody. And the keeping of the 4th precept also will be well kept, and it benefit all who are in that particular conversation. Number 8, he dwells contemplating arising and vanishing in the 5 aggregates, subject to clinging. Such is form, such is origin, such is passing away. So it means again and again we dwell in conversing and investigating the deeper and profound Dhamma, so that we'll be able to realize the ultimate truth one day. Okay. So what about for lay people? Yeah? This you think, oh, is for the probably for the Sangha. But what about lay people? Even the lay people, the Buddha gave this advice. Yeah? There are these 4 qualities, the Buddha said to Digajanu, and his name is Tiger Path or Tiger Paw, that lead to a lay person's happiness and well-being in this life. Which 4? Mean being consummate in initiative. Yeah, again, the initiative or to do good, being consummate in vigilance. Yeah, so also means when we do something, not only we should initiate, but we should also be vigilant. Means not lazy at all. Yeah, day in day out we are vigilant. And third, again the Buddha mentioned this admirable friendship. Yeah, so means a friend, a good friend, a virtuous friend we should associate with for our even lay person's happiness and well-being. And the 4th, maintaining one's livelihood in tune, means balanced livelihood, not in debt. So, and what is meant by admirable friendship here, I'd like to highlight again how important it is in our life, and especially for this new year, to really look into these aspects of life. There is the case where a layperson in whatever town or village he may dwell spends time with householders or householders' son, young or old, who are advanced in virtue. He talks with them, engages them in discussions. He emulates consummate conviction in those who are consummate in conviction, and consummate in virtue in those who are consummate in virtue, consummate in those who are consummate in generosity, and consummate discernment in those who are consummate in discernment. This is called admirable friendship. So here you see that the Buddha said, as we mix or associate with the right associate admirable friendship, they are more advanced in virtue. And as we engage with them, we will emulate their conviction in the Buddha, Dhamma, Sangha, and their virtue, their generosity, and also their discernment. So these are very helpful quality when they associate with a good friendship, or good companionship, husband or wife or children, parents, and also good comradeship. Next, so means the ultimate Kalyanamitta friend to the Sangha is the Tathagata, means the Buddha. So as we have faith in the Buddha, confident in the Buddha, so the individuals we meet along the path are helpful vehicles for the liberating contagion of the Dhamma. So special attention should be given to those who accomplish good, means the Sappurisa, and always willing and available to point us the right way and direction to aim our choices in life, or at least conducive towards hearing, studying, considering, investigating the Dhamma. So in Anguttara Nikaya 10.6.1, it supports this understanding. And when we have this understanding, then we find that things get more simpler, clearer, and productive when we adopt this perspective of things. So firstly, very importantly, our confidence in the Buddha. And then the Kalyana Mitta that help us along the path. So if the good friend did indeed have a precise meaning of the Buddha or a technically noble person, it's reasonable to think the good friend has a broad definition of anyone who supports the development of wholesome qualities and wisdom and such. So in the practice itself, again, this is where we can also see the reinforcement, how a person can make this matured in our life to attain the happiness of here and now, hereafter, and the ultimate happiness. So in this Megha Sutta, the Buddha explains how to bring the mind to maturity. So for he whose freedom of mind is not fully matured, there are 5 things that lead to maturity. Meaning, as we cultivate for a long time, and we find that if the maturity is not so yet, then what are the things that we can look for? Of course, number 1, here the Buddha said, for he whose freedom of mind is not fully matured, there are 5 things that lead to maturity. Again, here you see that the Buddha mentioned, Megha, a monk has a good friend, a good companion, a good comrade. Right? Again, the Buddha mentioned this. For he whose freedom of mind is not fully matured, Megha, this is the first thing that leads to maturity. So, right association. A friend that is virtuous, that is living a way of life towards the Dhamma, and they adopt Dhamma as a way of life. And this is one very important key thing that again and again the Buddha highlight. So in our life, if we seek for this true well-being and true path and true happiness and freedom, then we know it starts with good friend, good companion, and good comrade. Then the next one, the Buddha said, again, as the second one is that, so what he should do is virtuous, live virtuous, restraint. So as a layperson, we also live virtuous by practicing the 5 precepts, and so also adopt a suitable conduct and resort, and always see the danger in slightest fault. So he train one's mind. He trains in the training rules he has undertaken. So this is for our own protection as we take the 5 precepts as principles of life. It protects us here and now, and also hereafter. It's also a big gift to ourselves and a big gift to others, because this gift that we give when we practice the 5 precepts, it helps us to protect ourselves and protect others. It also brings well-being to us and well-being to others. Third, the Buddha said, a monk has talked about what is very austere, that is suitable for opening up the mind, means opening our heart, opening our mind to something higher, to something that is more secure, more safe, and more free, and that we have that understanding and awakening, and freedom. So those talk what is contentment, about the kind of right effort, right mindfulness, and right concentration, and talk of how to liberate oneself, and at the end talk about seeing the freedom. So these are the things that important to talk about that we would have mentioned, and not to talk what cookie you eat or what show you have watched and this kind of things. So it is important to find the suitable content of the talk too. Fourth, the Buddha said to Megha, a monk dwells with energy aroused for the giving up of unwholesome things, for the taking up of wholesome things, steadfast or firm endeavor, one who has not thrown off the burden in regard to wholesome things. Meaning, we are steadfast, to abandon those unwholesome state of the mind or speech or bodily action, and we are steadfast to take up all the wholesome things. So whenever opportunity to be generous, we do generosity. Opportunity for loving kindness, we also quickly do it. And when there's no opportunity, we create opportunity to do those good deeds or wholesome deeds, yeah, and also to purify our mind further. Fifth, the Buddha said, a monk is wise, he is endowed with wisdom that leads to seeing rise and disappearance, with noble penetration that leads to the complete destruction of suffering. So these are the 5 things that brings maturity to the mind, yeah. So for he whose freedom of mind is not fully matured, Maggia, these 5 things leads to maturity. Next, the Buddha said, it can be expected, Maggia, that for a monk who has a good friend, a good companion, a good comrade, that he will be virtuous, that he will live restrained with the patimokkha restraint, and will be endowed with suitable conduct and resolve, seeing danger in the slightest fault, and will train in the training rules he has undertaken. Such thought as this he gains as he desire, he gains without difficulty, gains without trouble. It can be expected, Maggia, that for a monk who has a good friend, a good companion, a good comrade, that he will have thought that is very austere, that is suitable for opening up the mind, and that leads to absolute disenchantment, dispassion, cessation, peace, deep knowledge, complete awakening, and emancipation. So such thought as, wanting little, contentment, being satisfied, thought on complete seclusion, on disassociation, on stirring up energy, thought on virtue, thought on concentration, on wisdom, on freedom, thought on knowing and seeing freedom. It can be expected, when they have this, then a monk who has good friend, good companion, a good comrade, that he will be wise, endowed with wisdom, that leads to seeing rise and disappearance, with noble penetration that leads to the complete destruction of suffering. So this means, at the end, conclusion, having the first of the 5 factors, a good spiritual friend, will automatically help fulfilling the other factors, the other 4 factors. So this is where, again and again, this factor is so important in our life, that we wish that if one truly seek for well-being, prosperity, peace, and liberation, be a friend to the Sangha, and let the Sangha be a friend to you. And when one is committed, many will be able to benefit. So we thank you for your kind attention, and for this Happy Chinese New Year, we offer this for your collection and recollection to mind, the importance of right association, for your this coming new year to be a year full of energy, a tiger year, and a year with bravery to walk the noble path, so that all your noble aspiration can come true. So thank you very much. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.
Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Thank you very much, Ayah, for the very interesting, inspiring, and insightful talk this morning on the need to develop good friendship, good companionship, and good comradeship to help us to cultivate ourselves following the Noble Eightfold Path as taught by the Buddha. I think it's very pertinent to have this talk today. It's just good food for thought for us as we start the new year, to reflect and also develop our connection of good friendship, good companionship, and good comradeship. Now is the time for Q&A. Brother Ying, is there any, Brother Alfred, any questions for Ayah Sumangkala?
I think
If
Brother
there's,
Chim,
if there's no question,
there's
Ayah.
one question, Brother Chim.
Oh yeah.
The question is, I think, it is not courteous and disrespectful to the Sangha for a lay person to try to be very friendly with Sangha members just like other lay people. Yeah. So, if I may have try to answer you, I think just now when we mentioned about the good friendship, good companionship, and good comradeship, the meaning is very clear, not like the way that we perceive as a lay person. When we say very friendly, means we are looking at like a lay person's friendly manner. We say hi, hello, we pat each other, and then we do all sorts of things, and then we joke, and a kind of a friendliness, so called how we define. But I think here specifically when we say the good friendship, is a way of how when we even take refuge in the Buddha, Dhamma, and Sangha, and as we recall to mind the Buddha as our good friend, Kayana Mitta, we are not overly that kind of lay people way of defining the kind of friendliness. The friendliness is full of metta, but of course in that friendliness there's reverence, and most of the time actually as Buddhists, when we show our friendliness and courtesy, we normally put our palms together in Anjali, and that's how we show our friendliness, and because now we are so westernized, sometimes we tend to follow the Western way, that now even many kinds of fashion, people say give me 5, or they use many kinds of way to show their friendliness. So we lost our good culture of the Anjali, to show our friendliness, our respect. And I think during this COVID time, I think it's also very clearly show us, this kind of practice is good. You don't touch each other, but you revere one another with courtesy, with manners, with respect. And so this is how we can actually show our friendliness, courtesy to them. And when they also say that when we be a friend to the Sangha, we are actually associating this comradeship, associating this right association with that good intention in learning, in discussing, in practicing, in discovering the Dhamma, and so we have that connection with the Sangha for this manner. Just now I have mentioned also, so that's why the Buddha said, before the maturity of that freedom, that bliss of liberating or awakening, then it is important to have that kind of conducive talk, not any talk, not talk about weather, talk about this, talk about that, and this is what we do a lot, but it doesn't bring benefit. So the Buddha said when we talk, even for the monks or whatever, even for lay people, the advice is that when we talk, talk should be a truthful talk, talk that is pleasant, a talk that brings harmony, a talk that is beneficial, not empty talk, or just talk for no reason, just love to talk. And I think people love that. Now they don't talk so much with their mouth, but they talk a lot with the text. Text. So their hand talks a lot. So not they talk with the mouth, but again the mind ruminate a lot. So this is where again, how do we get friendly to the Sangha? Is by beneficial conversation, ask question when we are in doubt, clarify things that we heard, and so then that friendliness can convert into a very powerful engagement, to uplift our mind, to show us the path, and to inspire us to continue to walk the noble path more happily, more vigilantly, and more fruitfully. So I think that should be the way. It's not say not courteous to do that or respectful. Yeah, so we know that that friendliness is meant for this. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Ayah, for the very good answer. That gives us a better understanding on how to have a courteous and a respectful friendship with the Sangha. Yeah, I think there are no more other questions. Can we respectfully invite Ayah to chant us some blessing chanting in conjunction with the Chinese New Year? Ayah.
So as we approach to the end of this year, a year that we still can recall to many ways our fortune of having our life and also our four requisites. And as we coming to this end of the year, let us also recall to mind that whatever that we have experienced will be a good source of reflection for all the good that we have done, and to continue to be steadfast in doing good, and for whatever that is unwholesome, may we abandon it and not to do it anymore. And may we continue to have great aspiration to walk the noble path and to sincerely take refuge in the Buddha, Dhamma, and Sangha. And to follow the good way on how we can maintain our well-being, our prosperity, and also our peace of mind, so that we'll be able to make good use of this body as an instrument and as a vehicle to realize the ultimate Dhamma at the earliest opportunity. With all the good deeds that we have done, may it be also inspiration for our family members, relatives, and friends to also associate with the wise and practice the principles of life, the five precepts, for their own protection and happiness, and for their prosperity and peace. May our family members, relatives, and friends always be blessed with good health, happiness, and progress in Dhamma. We also well wish that our community, our society, our country, and the world be blessed with safety, free from calamities, free from sickness, and free from difficulties. May they be blessed with the right knowledge, right skill, and also right wisdom, so they'll be able to overcome whatever challenges that may arise in their life and their practice, and be successful in whatever they do. May this coming year lead us to a fruitful year, and also to more prosperity and good health, and to have the confidence to do what is good. And may all be blessed with good work, and may all the family members be reunited and forgive each other and have loving kindness for each other, and also for compassion for those who are in need. Let us also live with the altruistic joy for those who thrive and success, and also to have equanimity. May we all be blessed with strength, with confidence. And the Buddha, our great teacher, the fully enlightened one, and in the Dhamma, the best of medicine for good health, peace of mind, and liberation. And also in the Noble Sangha, the best field of marriage for the world. May we all not stray from the path. May we all not stray from the triple gem. And may we all always be guided by a teacher to walk the noble path. And may all be successful in whatever you do for the ultimate goal of liberation one day. So may all beings be well, safe, and happy. And may all hearts find peace. I sincerely make a noble aspiration for the coming reunion tomorrow and to usher in the coming new year with a heart full of metta, full of confidence, and full of steadfastness and doing good. So open your heart to receive the blessings. Sabitiyo vivajantu sabbarogo vinasatu mate bhavat tvantarayo sukhi digayuko bhava bhavatu sabba mangalam rakantu sabba devata Sabba Buddhanubhavena Sarasoti Bhavantu Te Bhavatu Sabba Mangalam Rakantu Sabba Devata Sabba Dhammanubhavena Sarasoti Bhavantu Te Bhavatu Sabba Mangalam Rakantu Sabba Devata Sabba Sanganubhavena Sarasoti Bhavantu Te Abhivadana Silesa Nityang Uttapachayino Chat Taro Dhamma Vadanti Ayuvanno Sukham Balang Ayurarogya Sampati Sagga Sampati Mevacha Ato Nibbana Sampati Iminate Saming Jatu Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. So may
Thank
all
you.
noble wishes come true, eh?
Yeah, thank you so much, Ayah, for the blessings. And thank you so much for the very interesting, inspiring, mentally stimulating and enriching Dhamma talk this morning. And also the enlightening answer to our question. Giving us a better understanding how to develop good friendship, good companionship, and good friendships amongst the fourfold Sangha. Thank you so much. On behalf of the devotees, we convey our heartfelt thanks and gratitude to Ayah. Sadhu, 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 and wishing Ayah and all devotees a happy, healthy, successful, and a bountiful Chinese New Year. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.
Brothers and sisters in the Dharma, this morning we have participated in the Sunday Buddha Puja service and listening to a very interesting Venerable Dharma talk. With the merits accrued, let us invite Venerable Sumangala to lead us in the dedications of the merits to all sentient beings, families, relatives, friends, and to the departed ones. We also dedicate all our merits to the late Venerable Thich Nhat Hanh, who has passed away recently. May he attain the supreme bliss of Nibbana. We honor him by continuing our practice of the Dharma, especially in the cultivation of mindfulness in our everyday life as promoted by Venerable Odysseus. May they rejoice in these merits. And to those who have been affected by the COVID-19, may they have a quick recovery, free from suffering, and be well and happy. Over to you, Venerable.
Thank you, Rachan. So let us now compose our mind too, and to dedicate this merit and share this merit with the Devas. Patidana. Akasatta cha bummata Devanaga Mahitika Punyang tang anumoditva Chirang rakantu lokasasanam Chirang rakantu desanam Chirang rakantu mamparang Etavata jamhe sambhatam punya sampadang sabbe deva sabbe satta sabbe bhuta anumodantu sabba sampati siddhya. Patidana, transference of marriage to departed relatives. So recall to mind your good marriage and to dedicate this marriage for the spiritual well-being of your departed relatives, teachers, friends, and ancestors. Idam me jnatinam hotu sukhita hontu jnatayo. Idam me jnatinam hotu Sukhita hontu jnatayo Idam me jnatinam hotu Sukhita hontu jnatayo. Let us also make our aspirations. Imina punya kammena Mame bala samagamo satang samagamo hotu yava nibbana patiya. Idang me punyang asava kaya vahang hotu. Idang me punyang nibbanassa Chayo hotu. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Security.
Ayah Sumangala, thank you very much to be with us this morning's Sunday Buddha Puja service and delivering the Dharma talk. Brothers and sisters in the Dharma, please continue to thank Ayah Sumangala. Brothers and sisters in the Dharma, before we end this session, let us pay homage to the triple gems. Buddhang pujemi, Dhammang pujemi, Sanghang Pujami. To the devotees, thank you very much for your participation. To those who have stayed until to the last part of the dedication and sharing of merit, sadhu, sadhu to all of you. We have come to the end of this 79th online Sunday Buddha Puja service. Announcement, we'll be taking a break for 2 weekends. A break for 2 weekends during the Chinese New Year. Do visit us again on the 20th of February, Sunday morning, to participate in this online Buddha Puja service. You may refer to your respective Facebook for the posters with the information. With the seriousness of the COVID-19 pandemic, remember to stay safe and continue to stay cautious. If you're traveling, travel safe. May you and family be safe, well, and happy and peaceful always. Taking this opportunity to express gratitude to Sister An Siu, Brother Chim Siu Chun, and especially those who are behind the scene, Brother Yu Wai Hong, Brother Alfred, Brother Ling Hui, and Brother Jia Hui. Wish our Dharma friends happy Chinese New Year. May your family be well and happy. Sukhi Hontu, Sabbe Sata, Sukita Hontu.
Bahong sahan semabhinim mita sayudantang ngirimi kelang udita Sasene marang Dana di dhamma vidhi